Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to, dig into some interesting sources and pull out those key insights for you so you can feel informed without getting totally swamped. Today, we're looking at a really fascinating life story, someone whose early path, well, it really embodies this idea of no choices, just flow.
Yeah, what's really striking about the source we have, it's an interview with someone we're calling P, is how their path feels so specific yet. Kind of relatable, too, in how it reflects on just going with life's currents. We're basically tracing P's journey from childhood through university and into this very stable career as a software engineer.
Exactly. It's a great interview. P talks about how they sort of fell into informatics competitions, took this really unusual route through high school and uni, and, well, landed in a career they've actually stuck with. So our mission today is to really unpack that story, understand the key moments, and see what this very personal account tells us about opportunities, choices, or maybe just letting things happen. Okay, let's get into it. So what grabs you right away is how early P's whole tech journey started. Not high school, not even middle school. We're talking elementary school. Could you believe that?
Mm-hmm. It's quite something. P mentions just, liking to tinker with computers from a young age. And then they kind of stumbled into a programming class at a youth palace. Almost by accident, it seems. And the teacher turned out to be the city's main organizer for information science competitions.
Wow, talk about a coincidence.
Right. So that one little thing kind of pulled P into the competition scene, first for elementary kids, then middle school, then right into high school.
So it really doesn't sound like P actively planned this super technical competitive path initially. More like it just opened up.
That's the feeling, yeah. Like one thing just led to the next. And this early start, it had a pretty dramatic effect on high school, didn't it?
Yeah, tell us about that.
Absolutely. So by the summer after P's second year of high school, so they still had a year left, technically, after doing well in a national competition, P got an early admission offer from a university.
An early offer, so they just skipped the last year.
Effectively, yes. Skipped their final year of high school entirely. Instead, they enrolled in this special Year Zero program at the university in Shanghai.
Okay, hold on. So what would have been the senior year of high school? P was already at university.
That's right, already there, spending about half their time taking freshman courses and the other half training like crazy for the big university-level programming competitions, the ACM-ICPC.
The ACM-ICPC, right? The International Collegiate Programming Contest. That's intense. What a seriously unconventional way to start higher education.
Totally. It really shows how one early opportunity, even when you sort of stumble into, can just completely change your trajectory.
So after that intense year zero experience, P's relationship with those really high-pressure competitions, it changed, right? What happened next once the official freshman year kicked off?
Well, P actually chose not to continue with the ACM competitions, even though a lot of their friends, the other people in that program, they kept going with it.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, it suggests a kind of pivot, maybe. A move away from that super intense training that had really defined the previous few years.
That does make you wonder, doesn't it? After all that focus, that unique way in,
Right.
Why stop? Maybe burnout or just priorities shifted?
Could be. The source doesn't explicitly say, but it's a notable shift.
So, okay, P graduates eventually with a computer science degree. After this whole unique path, how did they approach figuring out, the career part? What were the choices then?
Well, P reflects on it as basically having two main options in their mind. Get a job or go for a PhD.
Okay, standard enough options.
Right, but P is pretty candid about it. They admit they hadn't really seriously pursued research during university, didn't really find an advisor, didn't focus on that side of things. So the PhD path just didn't seem very well viable. It felt like that door wasn't really open.
Ah, okay. So it sounds like almost by default, work was the answer, kind of a process of elimination again.
Exactly. The path of least resistance, maybe,
Yeah.
led P to choose work.
And that first job they flowed into.
He was a software engineer.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. It's the only job P has ever had. Same company since graduation.
Wow. Just one job. In today's world, that's really something.
It is pretty striking, isn't it? Especially in tech. P mentions their current work pressure isn't super high, which, allows for a certain lifestyle. Lots of travel, exploring. They're based in New York now. It's just a fascinating outcome, considering P feels like they didn't actively choose so much of this path.
Right. Looking back at the whole thing, the early competitions, skipping year 12, this one single career track, P has this really interesting way of summing it all up. What stands out to you from their reflection?
The phrase P uses is, it's a Chinese idiom. It translates roughly to something like pushing the boat along with the current or just Going with the flow.
Going with the flow.
Yeah. P literally says there's no cause and effect, just going with the flow.
Hmm.
They feel like a lot of the big moments, the big choices, weren't really choices in the active sense. P said, and I'm quoting roughly here, it's like I made many life choices, but really I wasn't making choices. I just had this one choice left to make. It's a really profound way to look at it.
That is profound. It makes you think, doesn't it? About agency versus circumstance. How much are we really steering the ship? But even with this feeling of flow, P mentioned one specific thing they regret, right? Something they wish they had chosen differently. Not career related, but personal.
Yes, exactly. P expresses real regret about not taking a gap year. They'd actually planned one right after getting that early university offer.
No, they had plans.
Yeah, specific plans.
Yeah.
A trip from Ganzi to Tibet. But then the year zero university offer came up, and they took that instead,
Yeah.
opted for the practical path maybe. But it's clear that missed trip, that missed experience, still kind of weighs on them.
I can imagine. And what would P tell their younger self if they, like, had a time machine?
The advice is pretty direct. Don't take the early university offer.
Really? Just don't take it.
Yeah. P says, some things you really want to do, just do them, because in another decade or so, you won't have the chance to do them anymore.
Yeah.
P really emphasizes that traveling alone at, say, 16 or 17, that experience would have been fundamentally different and probably would have shaped things later on in a way that doing it now as an adult just can't.
That makes sense. The context changes everything.
Totally. And even the choice of university itself. P mentions making that decision kind of on the spot after a competition didn't go perfectly. Now, P wishes they'd actually, visited the campus first, gotten a feel for the place, the location, instead of just jumping at the immediate option. Another example of just flowing, maybe without looking ahead enough.
It's a powerful story. So, thinking about this for you, the listener, navigating your own stuff, P's journey is this real reminder, isn't it, that sometimes the path you end up on, it's not from some grand, detailed plan. It might just be a series of small, immediate decisions. Or maybe, like P felt, sometimes it feels like there aren't really other choices available in that moment.
hmm And if you zoom out a bit, P's story really highlights how opportunities, sometimes unexpected ones, can subtly shape your whole life. It can lead to stability, sure, like P's career,
Mm.
but it can also lead to these poignant what ifs, right,
Mm.
about the paths not taken. It really makes you ask, in a world that feels like it offers endless choices, how much real agency do we actually feel we have in our own deep dives through life?
Yeah, it leaves you with that thought, doesn't it? Are those big defining moments always truly chosen? Or are they often just the result of some current we didn't even see coming, pushing us along? And maybe more personally, what travels, what things you really want to experience are you maybe putting off, waiting for that perfect, better time that might actually be most powerful if you just did it now? Something to think about.